before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order. Where the rule of law governs the conduct of nations.
Centuries to build.
I have in my possession a secret map made in Germany by Hitler's government, by the planners of the New World Order.
by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, are we still going to war with Iraq? And he said, oh, it's worse than that. It describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years. 7 countries in 5 years.
Alrighty. I'm just gonna do a little audio check to see how I sound before I get everything going here. Alrighty, just gonna do a little audio check to see how I sound. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alrighty. Yo, I sound good. What's up, everybody? Welcome back for the 3rd stream. On the 3rd night in a row. My name is 2 Liter J, as it says on the screen right here. But tonight I am known as Mick Pimpin and Semi Mick Mackin. But 2 Liter J, of course. This is the Sacramento Truth Movement, back with another stream right here, keeping this going as long as I can. What's up, everybody? Now, there is some stuff that I want to cover tonight. I didn't necessarily know what to label this stream. I'll probably figure it out afterwards, but in the meantime, it's just live, and we are live now. I'm gonna let people on eventually towards the end of this, but there's some stuff that I actually do want to cover, because I've been browsing Twitter today and I found a couple things that I want to address here live, vocally, for the most part. But if anybody wants to join later on, I will copy and paste a link in the chats. We're live on 3 channels right here. I'm trying to get Sac Truth 2 on here, but it's not letting me connect to it for some reason. So I'm live on Sac Truth, the main channel, Sacramento Truth Movement, and Sacramento Truth Movement 2, and my channel called Inner City Poet. So, nevertheless, what's up, everybody? I already got people in the chat. Are you going to address the allegations? No, because I don't have any allegations. Hey, Jay. What's up, Quaker Jake? How's it going? So, as I mentioned, let me share my screen here. Was on Twitter not too long ago, a few hours ago. Oh, there's another somebody. Yin Sign. Kraken. Bracken. That working? Yeah, there we go. So, as I was on Twitter not too long ago, I was reading this article regarding the news with Charlie Kirk assassinated in Utah shooting amid political fury. Right here, let's highlight this. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk, 31, was fatally shot in a targeted assassination during a Turning Point USA, that's like his brand or some on YouTube, his channel is called that, event at YouTube Valley University in Orem on Wednesday. Authorities have launched a manhunt for the gunman, recovering a rifle but no arrests, amid widespread outrage over rising political violence. President Donald Trump called Kirk a martyr, ordering flags lowered while bipartisan leaders condemned the attack, highlighting the national divisions and fear for democracy. So, they caught somebody under suspicion to the murder. His name is Tyler Robinson. I have not been able to run this through a gematria calculator, but authorities arrested 22-year-old Tyler Robinson on September 12th after a 33-hour manhunt for the assassination of the conservative activist Charlie Kirk, who was shot dead at a Utah Valley University event in Orem, Utah. The day before, Robinson, a Utah native from a Republican family with no prior criminal record, was turned in by his father, a former law enforcement officer and minister. Following recognition from surveillance footage, investigators uncovered Discord messages hinting at a coordination with an accomplice and a point to political motives. With Robinson facing murder and potential terrorism charges, amid nationwide outrage and tribute to Kirk. But this is what caught my eye earlier as I was reading this. A 33-hour manhunt. If you're new to this channel, you may not know the relevance to the number 33. But for a little brief background, in the occult, in Freemasonry, and similar theologies and ideologies, the 33 is a number that's reoccurrence is rapid. It's repetitively spread everywhere from movies, TV shows, video games. You're always going to see something that equals to the number 33, and they use this widespread in uh movies and not movies, well, yes, movies, but like broadcasts, news clippings. They'll have something regarding a shooting like this, or test scores for like some kind of like big event, or a family party. The news will cover it, and then you have like the color orange, which is coded in gematria, as I mentioned earlier, for the number 33. And here we go. A 33 Freemason refers to the 33rd degree Scottish Rite Mason, which is a highly prestigious honorary degree bestowed by the Supreme Council of the Ancient and Accepted Scottish Rite. And these people are actually practicing Islam. The Ancient and Accepted Scottish Rite, the Shriners, is if you become a Master Mason, you can become Shriners, and they have Islamic. They're an Islamic fraternal order, even though these people say that they're Christian. Ancient upon the members for outstanding, selfless service to the right, Freemasonry, or the community. There we go. So, we'll see, the dual-headed eagle, 33 Freemason wrote logos, 33rd degree Freemason answered questions. The ball is rolling with people like this. I have a whole playlist on my channel. If you have never noticed, all of this is highly organized for people to look. All my informative educational videos. I do music playlists. I got to finish this. I started it 2 years ago, but haven't got around to finishing it yet. But what I have here is how to dismantle the establishment, part 1, part 2. There's supposed to be a part 3, but I never made it. Eventually gonna make it. And I'm gonna have to rewatch these to see what I was covering, so I don't speak. But here's the section that I'm referring to. So as the description right here says, reasons for all this is for the simple reason is I sub to all these different news stations on YouTube to see you can see it right there, updates and stats, which is exactly what I expected it to be. Repetitive numbers over and over and over, from Napa, California to NYC. You'll get your latest 33. Plus, I've been studying the concept of coded symbolism using gematria and numerology for a while now. So I started doing videos showing the repetition of the numbers. So you can go down here. I did these like playlists. I got videos. I mirrored some from Russian vids from like fires, the 23 and the 33. Man climbs 33 stories for what? 33 in all of these. Total unalived, quoting unalived number rates. Santa Claus immune to number 33. Gavin Newsom, the Mason, not following guidelines. That's when he was in the building. But these right here are the take out of this whole playlist. 33 coded matrix, the Illuminati, Freemason, Rand, World, NWO, and it's a playlist of everything and all in the world that I can find at the time of 33. It's took a while to make that, so check that out. Then I did another one similar to these, but a lot longer. This 33 coded matrix, so check that out as you can. Let me see the chat right here. I'm gonna move along. But let me close these tabs while I move along. But as I was on X, Twitter, I seen that, and I just wanted to briefly mention that while I'm live here. But I have a few things I also want to talk about regarding Charlie Kirk and latest events before I believe I already dropped the link. Let's see. I watch your stuff. Oh, hold on. It's me, Defender. Yeah, I know who you are. Not much, man. What's up, Jake? I am good. How are you? I watch your stuff. No baloney, Mahoney. Howdy. Hello. Hey. First time viewer. Very interesting. Gruesome is my gov. I know who you are. No baloney, Mahoney. We met before. You got the best video on the Jesuit history that I've ever seen. Oh, thank you. Did you see the call vid where he compares movie effects to the footage? No, I have not. Crazy how that Jesuit priest got hit by lightning that exposed the Illuminati. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, that is kind of interesting. Weird timing. But moving along. Where was I located at? Charlie Kirk. All right. So let me bring up my overlay once again. What section was I in? So, this is something that I seen earlier as well as I was looking this up. ADL CEO Jonathan Greenblatt, like Zachary K. Hubbard, Zachary Greenblatt, related to Jonathan CEO. This was the CEO of NBC, Jonathan Greenblatt, but now he's the CEO of the ADL. ADL CEO Jonathan Greenblatt recently went on Morning Joe to hold on. Okay. The cowardice of the university administrators and lament the oppression Olympics on campus. Where was Jonathan Greenblatt? Jesus. When a Drexcier University professor said all he wanted for Christmas was hashtag white genocide and then was protected by the administration. Where was he when the University of Chicago had a course entitled The Problem of Whiteness? Where was he when Nicole Hannah Jones pushed 1619 curriculum into schools, completely rewriting American history and villainizing white people? Where was he when Ibram X. Kendall defined anti-racism as racism against whites? Oh, that's right. His organization pandered to the oppression Olympics and partnered with the 1619 Project and put Kendall on their recommended reading list. If Jonathan Greenblatt was genuinely waking up, I'd be the first to celebrate it. But does anybody think he's really changed? So this is something that we haven't. This is not something we've seen. This is something. What am I saying? This is something that we've seen plenty of times. There we go. I'm thinking backwards for a moment, but yeah, this is something that we've seen plenty of times from the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. They've gone after people like Ted Pike for exposing the Talmud. There's a few other people that they've gone after, but I believe recently, a couple weeks ago, Charlie Kirk here made a statement regarding similar situations. Oh, this is him right here. Okay, I forgot about that. Yeah, this is a statement that he's made. So, here he is regarding the ADL. But 2 weeks ago, as I shown last night, that's funny. I didn't see his name right there, but 2 weeks ago, he's made a statement in this video right here. I played this last night, but this is more of a recent
Jewish communities.
This is more of a recent statement that he's made in the last couple weeks. I don't know how recent this was, but it's very, very recently.
Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. Now, I don't like generalizations. Not every Jewish person believes that. But it is true the Anti-Defamation League was part and parcel with Black Lives Matter. It is true that some of the largest financiers of left-wing anti-white causes have been Jewish Americans. They went all in on woke, and it wasn't just ADL. It was some of the top Jewish organizations in the country that have done that. In fact, we have seen this with the recent retreat of Jewish donations that are no longer going to be administered to colleges, right? Mark Rowan, Leon Kaufman. Can we get that full list? Very powerful. The part of the so that's totally true. And by the way, Tucker Carlson reinforces this. So I'm going to kind of it was quite a day on the internet. Tucker Carlson was interviewing Candace Owens that Jewish Americans have primarily been financing cultural Marxist ideas. We said this, by the way, last week, and people came after us. We actually said it in a different way. We said, I'm glad that Jewish Americans are reconsidering their financing of cultural Marxism. And people misunderstood it intentionally and slandered us as being anti-Semites. But listen to this. Tucker Carlson is completely correct by saying this, that the philosophical foundation of anti-whiteness has been largely financed by Jewish donors in the country.
All right. So, as I move along, we remove this and see if I have any new comments. Check them out in a moment. But he's right, though. This is something that has been taking place since, I would say, at least over 200 years. It's maybe the late 1800s, but my timing may be absolutely wrong. They were doing it in Europe over 100 years ago. But Jewish people, Jewish Americans, let's say lobbyist people, not all of them, but the lobbyist group, the political entity that resides within, Marxism, communism, and left-leaning socialism, is Jewish in nature. Not all of them, but a grand majority of them are. And why is that? We got to ask these kinds of questions if we're going to get down to the situation. And it's not what you would call anti anything. It's observing and paying attention to the patterns that are at play with the current status quo that we're currently seeing now, that has repeated over and over throughout, the last century. And so what they're doing here in America, they did to Russia, they did to Germany, they did to the Ottoman Empire, they did to the Roman Empire, they did to ancient Israel, and as it continually goes on, they're doing it to the Arabian states in the Middle East. And so, that's all pretty much I'm going to say regarding that. But here in America, the current issue is the ideologies and the principles that are being taught in America through the schools and through the economic system and the media formats of what's being displayed to our children and the message that is at hand. And if you look at that message, the message is Marxist, communistic at its root. And we got to dismantle that if we're ever going to, restore any kind of good foundations. Because what they're preaching is the exact opposite to anything that's moral and good standing with a foundation. And so, they corrupt that and they backwards everything. And then you'll start seeing, what we're seeing now, like broads, high rate feminism, OnlyFans in the culture. You'll start seeing like broads like that hot Tua, chick becoming like a celebrity. Crime rate being like publicized and like looked at as like a cool thing. The music is absolutely garbage. The media is garbage. Everything. They hate men. Men are always like backwards. Netflix always has like the guy, but then he's always either a bad guy, and if he's white, he's always the villain. Or if he's like a black guy, they have to make him gay. So I mean, this is the kind of situation that we see right now. The women have in like a Netflix show or something, or like on Hulu that you're watching, you'll see like the woman, but then she takes the place as the man. Not saying there's anything wrong with situations like this, but why is it always the main thing? I can tell you, I can put on a show on Netflix and then I'm going to see a gay black dude, a white lesbian as like the main lead, and like that's always the situation. You know what I'm saying? And like if it's a straight male, just a generic guy, he's the villain or made to look bad in some kind of format. But this is the cultural Marxism at root. These are the code of ethics that they work off of, and so um, you'll start seeing this if you look into it. You'll see the pattern, and then you'll start connecting the dots and realizing that there's something wrong and completely backwards. But let me read this real quick. First time viewer. What's your thoughts on mind to graph about today? I have no clue what you're saying. But anyhow, moving along. So this is a new attack on West Bank Christian village of Taipei. The Christian village of Taipei in the West Bank was once again targeted by extremist settlers in a nightmare attack. Despite recent high-level visits meant to deter such violence, local leaders are calling for imperial investigation. But I guarantee you really won't see anything. There's no Christians in the Israeli government. Maybe some local Muslims in like the IDF or something like that, but there's no Christians, and you could probably fact check that, and that'll be true. As official responsives have failed to hold perpetrators accountable, drawing concern from international diplomats and moderate Israeli voices. So, closing that. Well, hold on. What is this? Yeah, definitely. But drawing into what we just read right now and what we've seen with Charlie Kirk regarding the ADL. A quick guide to what the protocols of the Elders of Zion say. The supposedly plan of the world domination that is happening right now before our very eyes. Does this seem fake? Does this seem fake to you, Sam? Terrible spelling. I'm going to read these real quick. I found these a moment ago. I thought this was a pretty good thing to add along to this. If you don't know what the protocols of the Elders of Zion are, I suggest looking that up. You'll probably get a better rundown. I'm not really going to say too much of triggery words than I think I already have said. But similar to the situation we've seen with the ADL, Charlie Kirk, an avid supporter of Israel and Zionism, has spoke out actually against them when he's an avid supporter. He's been confronted on the USS Liberty, I believe, at another debate a couple years ago, and he said that was a conspiracy theory that didn't happen. Excuse me. Even though there was records of it. What are the thesis of the protocols with which, in the absence of public criticism, British readers have to grapple alone and unaided? They are roughly, there is and has been for centuries, a secret international political organization of the quote on word. The spirit of this organization appears to be an undying traditional hatred of the Christian world and a titanic ambition for world domination. The goal relentlessly pursued through centuries is the destruction of the Christian national states and the substitution for them of an international dominion. The method adopted for first weakening and then destroying existing bodies politic is the infusion of disintegrating political ideas of carefully measured progressive disruptive force from liberalism to radicalism and socialism to communism, culminating in anarchy as a reductio and absurdum of egalitarian principles. Meanwhile, remains, you see the word, immune from these corrosive doctrines. We preach liberalism to the Gentiles, but on the other hand, we keep our own nation in entire subjection, which is true. You know, like the Frankfurt School. When if you look up all the people that founded the Frankfurt School that were preaching communism and teaching, their students to hate, their family and where they come from, and trying to separate them from any kind of like national association to anything that they were once associated to. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up the Frankfurt School, FRANKFURT School, and then if you look that up and look up the people that founded it and ask if they were Jayish, yes, they all were, and they were preaching like radical socialism. Well, they were teaching, their students that they were teaching their families to think as a tribal unit, as a collective family. They taught to take yourself mentally and emotionally and disassociate yourself from any kind of stuff from your family association. But yet they did not do that to their own selves. So, it's kind of redundant and, kind of fucked up. Out of the welter of world anarchy in response to the desperate clamor of distraught humanity, the stern, logical, wise, pitiless rule of the kings of the seed of David is to arise. Political dogmas evolved by Christian Europe, democratic statesmanship and politics are all equally contemptible to the elders of Zion. To them, statesmanship is an exalted secret art acquired only by traditional training and imparted to the select few in the secrecy of some occult sanctuary. Quote on political problems are not meant to be understood by ordinary people, but they can only be comprehended, as I have said before, by rulers who have been directing affairs for many centuries. To this conception of statesmanship, the masses are contemptible cattle, and the political leaders of the Gentiles, quote on upstarts from its midst as rulers, are likewise blind in politics. They are puppets pulled by my mouse, hidden hand of the quote on elders. Puppets mostly corrupt, always inefficient, easily coaxed or bullied or blackmailed into submission, unconsciously furthering the advent of dominion. So I think that's currently what we're seeing in our Republican modern administration, and anything that probably can come after that and before that, with blackmailed into submission. Like they say Epstein was supposedly a Mossad agent. Well, like the mafia did when they're trying to blackmail people. They would offer them prostitutes and hookers, and then they would film them and threaten them if they didn't do what the mafia wanted. And if they didn't, they would release it, and then that politician would probably go to jail or worse. The press, the theater, the stock exchange, speculation, science, law itself are in the hands that hold all the golds. So many means of procuring a deliberate confusion and bewilderment of public opinion, demoralization of the young, which I mentioned earlier, and the encouragement of the vices of the adult, which I mentioned earlier, such as like hot tua, that dumbass cunt. Eventually, substituting in the minds of the Gentiles for the idealistic aspiration of the Christian culture, the quote on cash basis and neutrality of materialistic skepticism or cynical lust for pleasure. Let me see if I got anything. No, I'm not reading the Talmud. I'm reading the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. So let me see if I can catch up on these right here. Let's see. What's up, Kyoko? Good to see you again. Please keep up the live. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do these as much as I can. I haven't worked in 3 days, so that's why I'm live. Charlie Kirk was starting to become a threat to the. Yeah, he definitely was. Well, I wouldn't say he was. He's just said some things, and he has the fan base of, I don't know, 1 billion people that would start questioning anything if he took them out of the beta mindset that he has put them in. So, pro Zionism, semi base stuff. But he started, as we shown earlier, saying things that they probably didn't sit well with. He has a 4.3 million subscribers and a podcast where he was slowly starting to expose. Yeah, definitely. And what I was just reading, demonstrates that Native American Indians were also preyed upon and separated by our government. Yes, they definitely were, and that's a terrible situation. Definitely was. What do I have here? What do we have here? Let me close that tab. Start minimizing this. But that's a good read if anybody hasn't read that before. Let's see, that's not really relevant. Let's touch upon the Fred Herbert. Yeah, Fred Herbert. Let's touch upon the current news. Over in Colorado, there was another mass shooting. Teenage male shooter at Evergreen High School in the Colorado foothills, Denver metro area, identified as 16-year-old Desmond Hawley. He wounded 2 students before fatally shooting himself Wednesday around 12:30 p.m. One victim remains critical at St. Anthony's Hospital. The other was released after treatment. Holly was armed with a revolver, reloading multiple times. Investigation ongoing. Suspect was reportedly radicalized by an extremist network. That's what caught my eye earlier. Schools closed Thursday and Friday for support and safety. Let's see. Where was it at right here? Dallas horror. A legal immigrant beheads motel manager, kicks head like soccer ball. Yorandis Cobus Martinez, 37, decapitated his boss with a machete after an argument about a broken washing machine at a Dallas motel. The Cuban national, hey, Cuban, like Cuban warrior, Lion of Judah. Yeah, there's your people right there, decapitating people. The Cuban national chased Chandra Nagamaliya. It's an Indian. I can't say that name. I'm sorry. Only if Cash Patel was here. 50 into the office where his wife and son watched helplessly as he was slaughtered. And I'm not making a joke about the guy. This is absolutely devastating. My prayer goes out for this man. I believe this is him right here, and his family. Cobus Martinez then kicked the severed head across the parking lot before tossing it into the dumpster. ICE had released him in January because Cuba refused to take him back due to his criminal history. So, even then, they didn't even want him. Cuba doesn't even, like none of these people that come from, let's say, Guatemala, El Salvador, Cuba, Haiti, they don't even want these people there. They send them here. But, look what it's causing. His rap sheet, carjacking, assault, and a 2017 arrest for trying to carjack a woman while naked. So I'm assuming this is a gentleman here. Indian national Chandra was decapitated with a machete in front of his family. A crime so brutal it mirrors the horrors once broadcasted by terrorist groups, yet it happened in the broad daylight in a country that prides itself on democracy and human rights. Just the other day, um, this Ukrainian refugee that was taken in was stabbed, I believe, 12 times by the gentleman, I believe, left. But I mean, and she's like, look how scared she looks. Like she's on a metro train station, and like the dude stabbed her, and like she's sitting here, and all these people like are just sitting here bystanders, just like not even doing anything, and then they leave, and then they left her, and she dies. I'm not gonna show any of this, but like this is for like the most part you're gonna get out of this. This is the guy right here. Mind your own business on a train and get stabbed to death. Step in to defend others and face 15 years in prison for manslaughter. So, the system is absolutely corrupt. They pride themselves on democracy and human rights and freedom and self defense. But, if you try to defend somebody, you'll get looked at as a villain. And, this guy, he's probably going to get a light sentence. But, since like Trump is in office, he's trying to get him a capital punishment. But it's crazy that none of these people stepped in to even help the young woman. So my prayers go out to her family and whoever's grieving right now, because that is absolutely sad. But let me go back to the chat. Fred Herbert, yeah, that's Fred Herbert. I never seen this picture before. I just seen him earlier. Did you see what Kash Patel said? No, he's too busy pooping in the chimney. I'll see you in Valhalla, he said. Oh, I did not know that. Imagine like something like a Norse pagan, and you're expecting to see a lot of white people, but then in Valhalla you have this like small Indian guy greeting you. Thank you. Come again. They couldn't afford to lose Kirk on his positive beliefs. Dude has a lot of reach to the younger audiences. That's what I was saying earlier, especially America, and they just about lost Black America. Yeah, see, so one of my main goals and missions on this channel is to hold the grasp of my Black viewers in Black America away from the communist mindset that is at play. I'm hoping I'm coming in fine. I don't want to like be choppy or robotic-y. I hope everybody is able to hear me loud and clear as I'm talking now. If anybody can say if I would have been robotic-y at all, please let me know. That's a bummer if I was not, because I hope I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Just about lost Latino America. Don't care about Muslim America. Is the last allies in America, and losing them be catastrophic. Kirk was slowly going through an awakening. I wish people did not text me right now as I'm live streaming. That would be great. Asking me to do something, asking me questions all day. As I go, people want to be loud and try to talk to me. And they got him before it was too late. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they did get him before it was too late. Okay, let me close these tabs. Kirk, ADL, Indian guy stabbing Colorado. Okay, I'm assuming people can hear me loud and clear without any static interruption. All right, let's navigate till to our next situation. Alrighty. Looks good. Okay. Druze, Syria. So, last month, Israel has supposedly done a similar situation to what Russia claimed to do about the native Russians living in the Ukrainian borders being bullied and criminalized by the Ukrainian government. And supposedly Russia's plan was coming in to help these people and liberate them. And Israel has done something very similar last year. Now they control a small portion, but a small portion of Syria. For the reason they entered into the war was for the Druze, a small religious minority. Right now, they are being massacred in Suwaida, Syria, and stand with the Druze community. The Druze are okay. I just read that. So Israel has came in, foot soldiers, on land fighting, a war now in Syria, and Syrian Islamists. I don't know if they're part of the government. They may possibly be. I forgot the story. I did a video on it not too long ago. If you want to check that out for a news rundown, I try finding the best sources that I watch all these, so I download them and edit them. But here we go. Israel versus Syria, Red Alert 2025. That is the story. But the Druze, I believe some of them are Jews, but not all of them. And I don't really believe that Israel is entering the war with Syria. For these people, it's probably more as a stardom, an excuse to actually go in, because as we've demonstrated before, they don't act on their own. They wait the waiting game, and then when somebody goes against them, like what Hamas did, then they go in full force to execute the plans that they were sitting on waiting. They play the waiting game. Breaking: Pakistan has an agreement with Saudi Arabia to defend two holy mosques in Makkah and Medina if they ever come under attack. So recently, Saudi Arabia has backed Qatar, which are both allies to Israel and allies to the United States. But Israel has bombed a large portion of Qatar, which is on the Gulf of the eastern side near Saudi Arabia. It's a small area, but I think it's probably a little bigger than Israel, and that border-wise landmass region. And so we now have an issue. Qatar, supposedly Hamas was hiding there, and Israel sent missiles unannounced, and Qatar said they might respond because there was probably casualties. I haven't done a video on it, but I eventually will sometime this week, along with Saudi Arabia and Charlie Kirk's incident. Intercepts Yemen missiles heading towards Israel while it was flying over Medina. I don't know, but it's possible that we'll see conflict now between Israel, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar due to bombings in allied territory, and I wonder how the U.S. is going to respond to that. All right, let's see. We got Lion of Judah backstage. I'm not letting anybody on until maybe the next 10 minutes. I just want to finish my portion right here. He was connecting Epstein files to Mossad, backed up by evidence. Huh. I did not know that. I'm going to have to look into that. But, they'll take you out of the game for doing something like that. Most definitely. Touching upon Israel, I'm eventually going to do a long form video regarding this, and then I also want to do a video discussing on how Revelation Mystery of Babylon is New York City, Manhattan. I think that would do pretty well on YouTube. I don't see too many people doing videos like that, and I think me doing that in a format similar to this would be very interesting. But this is the proposed idea, a greater Israel. So the war right here with the Druze makes sense because here's Syria. Well, here's Syria. We got Lebanon, Jordan. There's another proposed map where parts of Egypt, but you can see Gaza, West Bank, completely gone. And so, this is what they want. A larger Israeli entity to rival things in Syria and things in the West. and in Europe. And eventually, this is going to be reality, regardless if the left say it or not. Because the left are protesting this, they're against it, but they think they still have a chance to win. You don't have a chance to win. This is all downhill from here on out. Go here. Close Saudi Arabia. This is the last thing that I wanted to touch upon. Breaking from Dom Lucre. I don't know who this is. I've seen him before. Breaking this footage of a UFO deflecting a Hellfire missile that was filmed by an MQ-9 drone October 30th, 2024 was just shown in front of Congress for the first time. And if you haven't seen recently, I did a video on it not too long ago. There's supposedly, this comet that they're deeming as unusual and letting off things that don't match what a normal comet does. And you can watch this video right here. I mirrored it. Comet could be UFO mothership, Harvard scientist says. 3-eye Atlas comet.
Watch it now, then regret it later. For now, no one knows what 3-eye/Atlas really is. But if it behaves oddly, if it changes speed, alters course.
So this has been more in the news. There's current news regarding this. New info, but it hasn't really took off like the Israeli war or what Charlie Kirk has done recently. There's stuff here, and they're unbreakable. What the hell, man? There we go. They're like definitely extraterrestrial, but heavenly, if you want to put it like that. Because look at that. What the hell can deflect a missile like that? And going back to biblical narrative, these would definitely be angelic in in their origin. So with that, that's really all I have to say. I just wanted to cover all these that I've seen today. So I'm going to drop the panel right now. I'm going to let people up here. I hope, as I said earlier, somebody could let me know if you're watching this. If I have been staticky and robotic-y, I hope I haven't, because I've been speaking loud and clear, and that's really going to get with me if I'm not. But, nevertheless, here's Lion of Judah. Shalom. You're on the stream. Cuban warrior. He did. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to drop another link for anybody who has anything to add to the conversation or watching. You can hear me loud and clear? Okay, I hope so. Because, took me a while, at least like 2 hours. I made food too, so that's also what kind of took long. Made some noodles, like ramen, and then I boiled the water first. I put soy sauce in them, and then I added Cajun seasoning with the garlic powder, tahini, and the chicken flavor that comes with the noodle packaging, and something else. What was it? Turmeric. And they came out pretty good. I boiled some hard-boiled eggs, and then it wasn't too bad of a late-night snack. Yo. Still muted.
Yep. Yeah, I'm here.
Yo, did you hear everything I have said?
Yeah.
Have I cut out at all?
Yeah. No, your mic didn't cut out. I heard everything.
Awesome. That's what I was hoping to hear. What's up, man? How's it going?
Good. Have you ever heard of that incident in Nepal where they try to ban social media and the people get pissed?
No, let me look it up real quick.
Yeah. So basically, the senator in Nepal tried to go stop the people in Nepal from using the internet because even Ethiopia wanted to ban the internet too because they saying it makes people stupid. Which I really don't blame them because if I ran a country, I'll do the same thing. Because even China don't want a Western influence in their country. Because once you get Western influence in your country, it's over. You know, the people basically gonna be demoralized. And once you get it, once everybody's demoralized, and that's when the country collapses, basically. So what these people did in Nepal was basically these politicians told them they try to ban them from using the internet. So what these people did is they killed the politician in Nepal. Whoever runs Nepal, they killed them for it.
Yeah, that's true. It's because the Chinese are taking over. Well, what the Chinese do is like TikTok. Like if you pay attention to how they run TikTok over in China, I'll read that in a moment. But how they run TikTok over in China, it's not like dumb brain rot shit that if I open my phone right now and like see, it's not the same
Right.
there. Like they educate their youth and the stuff that they have over here, they use it in a different avenue over in China. So like
It's war. It's
over here, they try
psychological
to dumb
warfare if you
down
think
the
about
youth
it.
and make them all like communists, kind of like you.
Right.
And then
Oh, no, I'm not a communist.
over there, they're trying to educate and build up mentally, their youth. So they're still
Yeah.
trying to tear down the Western world, like the Cold War between Russia. I mean, it's still going on, but now it's between America and China.
So yeah, because even the same people who run social media, I'm not gonna say the J word, but the J's over there, and our Middle Eastern friend over there, they run the social media, but if you go in their community, they still use flip phones. You're not gonna see them using cell phones like we do. They use flip phones, and some of the people in Judea don't even go on the internet because some of them don't even know what's going on in the world.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
funny.
look at some videos, they isolate their people from the internet. So really, they ain't gonna get high on their own supply and go use the internet like we do. They'll kind of fuck up everybody else using the internet, but not themselves. Kind of.
Right? Is that you, Drew?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. Hold on.
Yeah, so that'll be like me, for instance, handing out free drugs to destroy people in the community. But I don't do none of the drugs, but I'll give it out to people to destroy them. It's similar to what the Jays did. They'll control the media and use it to dumb us down. But you go in their communities, they still use flip phones. They try to avoid the media altogether.
Yeah, just to let you know, I can't stay on here very long. Probably got maybe like 40 more minutes before I'm going to bed. I got to go to the food bank tomorrow, and like that's like at
Yeah,
6. So, and I work tomorrow too. So, I can't
yeah,
stay very long. So we'll say 40, 50 more minutes. And if anybody wants to join with the
yeah.
link in the chat, add to
I
the
probably
conversation.
need to go to the food bank too. 'Cause these groceries. I'll start doing that probably because the groceries are too fucking high.
Yeah.
Dollar Tree really don't really have that good stuff, and even Dollar Tree is even high because I even tried Dollar General, and that's like expensive because I'll still spend like $20 grocery shopping in Dollar General.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me read this real quick. It's shameful to see an international media framing Nepal's Gen Z protest as merely against social media ban. That's not what it is about. The protest was and still is against a corrupt system, unchecked government privileges, and years of exploitation. Reducing it to just a ban is dishonest and insulting to the movement. Yeah, see, I didn't even know any of this about Nepal.
Yeah, I just heard of I was just under a GMS channel, and that's what GMS had said. Because I really didn't have any interest to look into it. I just heard the story and it sounded interesting. I had still look into it though. That'd be a
Nice.
pretty interesting subject to talk about on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, that definitely would. What's up, Drew?
Yeah, but
Yeah, not much. I just got done eating, so That's pretty much it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Line of Judah. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, even like other people in other countries are uprising against their government, but over here, like everybody's too afraid to uprise against their government. So this what the government does over here with the liberal and Democrat. So you know how, like if I had competition, right? And let's say if I had a store, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be a smart idea if I want to control the competition. I could own two stores. In case nobody like my other store, I could have this store. In case nobody likes this store, I'm gonna have the other store. So I'm gonna have a fake competition so I could have some money and more customers.
You sound robotic. You got to echo, man.
Oh, hold on, let me come back up here for a minute.
Wait, is it coming from my end or?
Yeah, you sound like that too.
Okay.
Try saying something, Drew.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, hold on. Hello. Nope. Join Line of Judah. Try saying something.
You can hear.
Yeah, it's Drew. Yo, Drew, try coming back, and then let you back on because when you talk, it's like static.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically what I was basically saying is what I was gonna say oh yeah, so like how America would do when I said other people in other countries are uprising against their government and
Yeah.
Americans don't. So if I had if there was a store right and this they do with the liberal Republican system, let's say I could have two stores and I could own a competition so I can make more money. So if I had this store over here in this part of on the east side, then I own one store on the west side, which is another competition. I could have the same store under the same owner, but I change the names. So somebody go to the east side store, they thinking they get a better deal, a better product, and then they might not like the east side store no more. So they might go to the west side store and they think the product is better and cheaper, which is it comes from the same place and owned by the same person, which is me. So if you own a competition, then you always make money. You always have followers if you own a competition. You control the opposition. So now what they do, both have liberals and Republicans to go carry out their acts. The liberals fuck up, we're gonna blame the Republicans. If the Republicans fuck up, we're gonna blame whites and any other person or blame any other person, and Republicans. But if this government was ran by one ruler, if there wasn't no Democrats or Republicans, it was just one voting system where every citizen came together just to vote on one thing, and the government just had a job just to fulfill our votes. If the government fuck up, it's the government's fault, and we can uprise against the government because we won't be so busy hating each other. And if we have one voting system, I'm not talking about a communist voting system, not like that. I'm saying that like if every citizen came together to agree on one thing. That's why they wanted people to.
Would be better off if we lived under a king or an emperor.
King or emperor. It depends on the king and emperor, but it depends on the king or emperor. But I'm more of like but I'm more of like a person. Just people just come together and make decisions. But if it depends on what values the emperor has. If the emperor has basic had godly values like he values family. If he values family, he values family, friends, like the family structure. If he's for the family structure and being fair with the citizens, I'll say yeah, we need an emperor. But it also depends on how the emperor is, and that's why when Christ comes back, and his 144,000 elect will rule over his place. This world will be brought to peace, because the wicked, when a wicked ruleth, the people mourn over that. So also depends on how the emperor is.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, so I believe we should have one voting system. We come together to vote on one thing, and if that don't get fulfilled, our votes, then it's the government's fault. It ain't no liberals or Democrats. The liberals and Democrats is just a political scheme to make money, in my opinion.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, so that's why they wanted everybody divided so they could have fake competition beef, so they can like use both sides to control people. So because other countries don't promote liberals and Republicans, it's just the government, and other people from other countries would be smart enough to see it's just their government. When you go to when the government fucks up in India, Indians won't say, "Oh, it's liberals, it's Republicans." They're not heavily political, so they'll just look at it. Okay, it's the government fucking up. We uprising against the government. Like other people in other countries will uprise, but Americans really don't.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, well, I mean, America may have what like we've been talking about, a civil war, if that's the case. Some kind of massive something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I know exactly what's going to happen, but definitely something catastrophic that will alter America's government null and void for a while before they start recollecting themselves. And so I think in that blackout stage, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. And I don't know what it is. It could be a civil war, it could be an EMP, could be war on U.S. soil, which I doubt. But then again, you never really know. Um, Something, and there's going to be in the middle stage, um, a lot happening. I think people like me and you would thrive in that middle stage.
You said me, you thrive where?
In that like middle stage of like before, where America falls, and then before something replaces it or it comes back and recollects itself. You have the middle stage, the between the beginning and the end. And I think people like me and you, and everybody watching, like here and here
Yeah,
and here and here would thrive during that middle stage. And I already have my end
yeah.
goal, what I'm gonna do. We'll cover it again. Let's I'll tell you what I'm gonna do in that middle stage if you want to hear it. I've said it before, I'll
Sure.
say it again. So, as I mentioned, if something happens in that that time frame, and America's fallen and everybody's like trying to survive, I already know the end game on what I'm gonna do. I'm going for the bong water, more or less, if you want to call it that. And so, where do we go? Where do we go? Here, let me mirror my thing. So, when something happens, which no, they're flooding the country with illegals, so that you'll allow them to mandate digital ID. So, they're probably going to be bringing in some kind of like digital ID after everything like recollects, or maybe soon. I could be wrong, but for an instance, is that how the FBI agents must feel? This broad right here with Cash Patel walking down them halls and shit stains strolling along, peasants, peasants, and so it's true. Google it. They're pooping in the chimney because Jeets shit outside. Patel's shit outside. So, you know, I might have to scroll down
What's
to
a Jeep?
I'm not explaining what that is on the stream. You're gonna have to look that up. But well, once everything happens, I'm going after the bong water. I'm going after the liquor. So once everything is blacked out, I'm going to the only thing that makes sense. I'm going to the liquor stores on a spree, and I'm collecting what belongs to me, because Jeets shit outside, but they're also known to shit in the liquor tent. So I'm taking all the liquor that I can. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my plan. It's stacking up on convenience stores and all the goods that are inside of them for a long end wait, because these people have been mooching off us for a very long time. Maybe not this guy
Wow.
and the
Yeah.
guy that got decapitated earlier, but people that fall in his spectrum. That's what I plan on doing.
Yeah, sounds great. Now I understand what it. Now I know what a Jeet is, but I'm not going to say it on stream
Poop is
now. But I
good
know
for
what a
the
Jeet is.
soil, right? Yeah, no, poop is good for the soil, but only like grazing animals, like dog shit, cat shit, human feces. That's like terrible for the soil from like the
Human feces.
yeah, the kind of stuff that we eat. So like that's why they use like goat, like horse manure is terrible as well. But I think they do use it because it's not as bad. But like usually when you see manure for like plants and soil, it's like um
Cow shit.
cows or like goats and sheep because they do is like eat on the grass out in the fields. So that's more
Yeah.
likely.
No. Yeah. About the Jeets and you saying taking what belongs to us.
What's
If
that
you
word?
notice,
What's
most of
that
those.
word? Stop saying that.
It's offensive.
Well, kind of, but yeah, I said it just for that photo.
Oh, so my bad. But what
Indian,
would we call them? Jade Indians.
yeah,
Yeah. So if you notice, most of those East Indians, they and about you saying taking what's back from there from us, taking what's back from them that belong to us. If you
yeah.
notice, most of them actually live in rich neighborhoods though, and you
That's
don't even see the whites living in the rich neighborhoods like you used to. They live in rich neighborhoods all around the country. Maryville, Indiana, and Sherville, Indiana. I live in uh I live in the K3 that's 1 hour south from Chicago, so I'll drive to Indiana for like 40 minutes. That's like northeast Indiana. Maryville's not too far from Gary, Indiana. It's a nice place. Maryville and Cherville and Hobart. I'll see a lot of Indians that's living there. It'll be more immigrants there than it is whites that live in those neighborhoods. But because even in Tinley Park and Orland Park, I don't know if you know those South Chicago suburbs, but
no, I
those
don't.
are all rich neighborhoods. Tinley Park, Orland Park, and if you go north past Chicago, you go to Arlington Heights, Illinois. Those are all rich neighborhoods. Now you mostly see those foreigners, and you mostly see foreigners like Mexicans and Indians that's living there. More you do the whites though. So even like the whites are like getting replaced by them, like the actual American people.
Look, check this. In America, black people are the main minority, but there's so many illegals coming in that predominantly I don't even think black people qualify as the dominant minority anymore. It's like Indians or like some kind of like East Asia people, like Pakistan.
Yeah, no, I would say most blacks don't qualify for top minority because like their neighborhoods are too fucked up. And even the Indians that come over here, they be poor and worse off than the blacks that get welfare and everything handed to them. But the Indians will strive better because they'll like get in tech fields. They'll get in tech fields, technology jobs, own liquor stores. That's why I say there's no excuse for blacks to say they're oppressed. You get welfare too. Why don't you go use that welfare privilege or that extra leisure while you
Hey yo,
still can, because Trump is
as
about to
you're
cut
saying
that.
this right now, are you are? 'Cause I don't want to get hit with a strike. Can you turn your camera on and show that you are a black man?
Yeah. All right, Google, I'm black.
Yeah, see, he's black. If Google's wondering, YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. YouTube, I'm black, so you can't flag it down. If you flag it down, YouTube, you're racist.
That's true.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to use a black card wisely.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead, man. You can continue. I just wanted to clarify that.
No, yeah, but yeah, if you didn't know, like blacks can't say they're oppressed, because you get welfare, and actually Trump is about to cut off welfare, and if you notice, the East Indians and all the immigrants about to get cut off too. Everybody gonna get cut off from benefits because this country's collapsing. So while the blacks had the chance to do so, the blacks should have used their welfare wisely and had a better family structure so set your kids up where you go own businesses, set your kids up where they can start college early Because what my parents did, they homeschool us, and I actually started college at 16. Though I did switch my business major to an HVAC major, I would have been done by now if I would have chose a trade, but I actually done business, which I wasn't interested in. That kind of was a waste of time. But anyway, blacks could actually set their kids up like that to go to school at a young age and actually work with their kids. If you sit at home and you get welfare benefits, you don't need a job or nothing. You could easily save up to start a business or like go to school or have your kids to go to school, and you can like work together as a family unit. Because what I said too is like since the white population is declining, if blacks really cared about the black community, black men like to go have multiple baby mamas, right? They can have multiple wives. So this what the Muslims do. I told the black community they should have multiple wives. You have 5 wives, right? So let's say if you're a plumber or electrician, you got 5 wives, right? And let's say and let's say you have shit tons of money. Now you have five, so you have 2 kids per wife. So 5 times 2 would be 10, right? I don't know if it's correct calculations, but you have 10 kids, right? Those 10 kids come out to be plumbers, nurses, or doctors. Now you and your family can have shit tons of money when your kids hit a certain age. Because now the family gets shit tons of money. And let's say if your brother have 10 kids with 5 wives, and he did the same shit too, where his brother, where his sons and daughters made a lot of money. So now he has a lot of money. And then my third brother did the same thing. Now he has a lot of money. This whole family gets shit tons of money now. So we could come together and buy real estate and buy the whole community. Once the whole community gets bought up, you have a bloodline full of successful people if you think like that. Use polygamy in a wise uh, way. That's what I'll do. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I would agree.
Yeah, that's what Muslims do. Why you think all the Muslims got money? Because they got strong family structure. Have 5 wives, 10 kids. 10 kids grow up to be nurses and doctors. And let's say if you have three brothers, and your 3 brothers do the same shit. Now you get shit tons of money. We can buy up all the real estate. And if then in a few generations down, you have you have a lot of successful black people since like you had all those kids and your seed spread it everywhere basically. So that's what the Muslims did. They have like a network. Even the Mexicans would do that. They'll have a network with it like that, but they don't do the polygamy thing though. But see, you have to see the women have to be thinking and straight and be supportive of the men in order to get on this bandwagon. Blacks can't do that. What I just said, because most black women will turn the black man down and say you ain't shit since you a nerd or you poop. They rather breed with Pookie and Ray Ray. And if you and Pookie and Ray Ray ain't gonna do nothing but lead your community to stray, and uh and uh just like the whites, the white woman don't listen to the white man, so the white man can't do that with his white woman. uh so all these Western see the women would, if the women was on board with us, we'll have a family structure. They cut off the women's to leave us men basically with no one to support us or to see our goals. So that's why I say the women will have to be on point. Now, me personally, if I were to get 5 wives and do the 10 kids shit where they grow up to be doctors and nurses, and we have a whole family unit, me personally, if I had to choose multiple wives, it wouldn't be with a black woman because they it's not. I do love now. I love everybody, whites, blacks, aliens, uh,
What
uh,
about legal aliens?
Uh, yeah. Well, I have to. Of course, I have to say that because so YouTube won't flag me down. I'm letting YouTube know I'm not racist. Uh, you know. Neither was the mushroom man. But yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is, what I was gonna say. Basically, what I'm saying is, I wouldn't. The reason why I wouldn't choose black women to be, since I'm gonna do the 5 wives thing, is because not that I dislike black people for no or whatever. It's the fact that how their culture was. Like I would rather prefer a Mexican woman because they look better. They look better and they come from a better background. And most black women don't come from a good background. The black culture is kind of fucked up. Same thing with the white culture. I'll be too skeptical to choose a white woman because most white women think that they get what most white women will think they if they get with a black man, they gotta put eyelashes in long braids in their hair. And most white women that black men get be the ones that the white men don't want. So you have to choose the women wisely, you know. So I wouldn't choose a white woman. Now, if I had to choose somebody, it will be a Mexican woman, or I'll go to Cuba.
I take that
No,
comment.
but most Mexicans.
Not so smart. Yeah,
Oh,
go
what
ahead.
is he saying? That? He said, "I take that comment back. Not so smart." The whole five wives thing will work if. Okay, so you probably can't do it with no woman,
Better off
with any
going to
woman, you know. Well,
Islam,
they've been used.
like
You said what?
educated. I said you're better
Yeah,
off
you could do that with Islam.
Islam if you want like a black woman from a different standard than what you're probably
Yeah, like you could use like five wives too. Like
yeah
you have five
well,
wives with the.
there, man. Not probably for
I just said Mexican woman. I'm
uh,
just said Mexican woman because I'm like attracted to Latinas, so I just thought of them first. But yeah, yeah, the Muslim women. Yeah, no. If I were to choose one, I'd choose a Muslim woman too, because any woman that comes from a good background, you know, like Muslim women, yeah, I'll choose them too, though. Yeah, you could easily do it with a Muslim woman too, but I can't find any Muslim churches because it's hard to do so.
sounds like you want a whole harem of just like different ethnic women from like different backgrounds.
I mean, like similar to King Solomon, yeah, but I got to choose wisely, though. I mean, I'll be too skeptical to do that too, because different backgrounds have different purposes. Most women, Western women, won't do polygamy, you know, and because they've been programmed. Every you have to suck up to the woman, basically, you know. Uh, then I'll be too skeptical to get married in a Western society anyway, you know, because always got the woman that will go off and flirt with other men, you know. It was even this. I was even recording trains at a train station 2 days ago, right? So it was 9 p.m. Here in Chicago time. Of course it was at night. So
Yeah,
anyway, no, anyway, it was this guy that was around the bar shouting, "Have anybody seen my wife?" He was calling his wife name because I guess his wife had flaked out on him of for no reason, right? So anyway, he came to ask, have I seen his wife and or any woman around here? And I told him no. So anyway, he was just yelling about how his wife just basically cheated on him because he knew his wife was cheating, so he's trying to catch her cheating. You know, I was just thinking, like all the stuff I've seen so far, you know, these married women would just go flirt with other guys. You know, they'll be married, but then they'll go flirt with other guys. And you got to always think, you know, okay, if I marry a woman, how is she going to flirt with other men? How can I keep her away from other men? You know, if my wife have a phone, is she going to go flirt with other men on the Discord section? You know, I've seen plenty of that on Discord. Married women be flirting with men all the time.
oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
or
I
if or
mean, to cut you off. Hold on, but that's exactly what somebody that I know does. April, she is married and casually flirts, and she don't do anything like sexual, but she'll casually flirt with other men on YouTube and on Discord. This broad right here. This is something she's done with me and Terry and all these other
yeah.
dudes that she talks to. And she used to be real pretty, but now she's hella fat.
Oh yeah, you notice she'll post a lot of pretty photos of her, but she don't really
Yeah,
post
like
that
that one,
her of
or
her
like that
modern
one,
self.
or like that one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's go to oldest.
yeah. She
Yeah,
used to look pretty with
she
with
used
the
to be
oldest.
thin.
Now she just like looks like Snorlax,
Yeah. Yeah, she used to be really
look
thin.
like a puffer fish.
But you can see where she gradually started getting a lot larger. It's like a
Yeah,
time frame of like one of those. Okay, yeah. So like it's like like them side by side photos of like you can see. So like here she is. Some of these are probably older, like that one, but you can see gradually where she starts getting a lot larger, and then now we're here in the current stage. It's like 3 months ago, and this is probably most recently.
yeah. Look like she been eating at a buffet a lot.
Not all married women
Golden
do
Corral.
that. Yeah, but there's married
This
women. That,
dude is a blue pill.
that's a woman.
No, I didn't say all married women. I said the westernized mindset women. You so basically most married women will go flirt with other guys. I said most, but not all.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's easy. It's real easy for a woman to go commit a go cheat on you, right? You know. So
This is
if a
not a
woman
man.
has a phone, she
This is a woman right here. This is a black lady that has been following me for a while, a couple of years now.
oh
She's from San
yeah
Francisco, but that's not a man.
oh San Francisco, is it a Democrat? No, it really don't matter. So
Yeah,
anyway, yeah, I didn't say not all married women do that. What I said is, now what I said is, not what I was gonna say, it. So most like modern women, especially women in my age bracket, they'll go cheat on you if you get married to them. Women got phones nowadays. They could go on the internet nowadays. They're free to go wherever the fuck they want nowadays. They free to go put on any damn clothes. You know, and women women could have a phone. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Discord, Telegram. Because there's also some websites we could go meet up with women and go have sex with them, and on dating apps and stuff. And most women on dating apps, never know if they could be married. They just on a dating app putting themselves out there like that, you know.
yeah,
And now you had to look at most married women, because I've seen most married women in public go wear discreet stuff like booty shorts or tight leggings, and I just think, wow, what? So I'm surprised the husband haven't said anything to her about that. Why is he wearing tight leggings out with me? Why is he wearing short shorts? Your shorts is too high, And if a man says that about his woman, the woman will leave him and take half of his shit and say, "You're so insecure," And insecure doesn't mean that you hate yourself, you weak. Insecure means you're not sure. There's no security in nothing. You feel like you don't have any security in nothing, and we don't have any security. There is no such thing as security in this world. There's no security of your life, your job, your wife, anything, your health. There's no security in this world. So being insecure, so basically being insecure, in my opinion, in a relationship, is basically keeping your guards up. Because I've explained what I'm explaining to you right now. I don't know if you understand everything or not, but
I understand.
I've explained it to my dad, and my dad will say, not all women, not all women,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely not all women, but a large majority of them.
Yeah, a large majority of them. Because I even told my dad too about how these basically it's hard for me to get women, because I told him about how I was an incel and shit, and how hard it is getting women. And my dad really doesn't believe me, because he thinks it's like the 1990s or 80s, where you just walk up to women and go ask them out. And my dad would say, "Why don't you go ask that girl out?" And most women he tell me they go ask out, they have their shorts are too high. They're wearing tight leggings. They're not dressing base. They always dressing whorish. And I was just thinking, these the only group of women I have to choose from.
Is it?
So yeah, this. So yeah, So yeah, I'm not saying not all women, and I'm not a misogynist. I'm just basically saying I got to choose wisely. So I would actually go inside of a Muslim church and choose a woman there, but you always got to be careful too, because these women, a woman will find a way to be a hoe. Uh, so yeah, so I feel like there's no security, because if I were to get in a relationship with a woman, I would keep my distance from her. Now we might get intimate and kiss sometimes and talk to each other, but I'll still keep a great distance from her. I'll put her through barriers and boundaries to get to me. She's not gonna easily access my heart like that. She has to go through obstacles and courses and go through multiple tests and difficult times to gain access to my heart like that. And even if she do pass all tests and go through the boundaries, I still wouldn't give her my heart. To the Most High
Damn.
only.
Yeah,
She'll have to chase my heart for the rest of my life. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I do. Yes, I do.
So I don't know if you understand
Yes, I understand. I
thoughts
understand.
and views on relationships.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically uh yeah, that was my thoughts and views on relationships and stuff in modern society.
Nice.
Now about the whole polygamy thing, like you have 5 wives, have a successful children, and you have a pool of money. This is another reason why they corrupted the women against us, because even the Pastor Dow, that guy I told you about before, he even said the same thing. If a man had multiple wives and all the kids grew up to be successful, you could easily build a community within your own family because you have a huge family. They destroyed the family structure on purpose because Indians. Why you think Indians come over here and have successful? They have strong family.
They have a strong family
You
unit.
could find a you can find a group of Mexicans living in a house together. Why do Mexicans live in a big ass house with each other? You know why? Because the kids would go off to school. The adults everybody would chip in to support each other. We have a few people that go to school. If anybody have hard times, they lean back. You can always depend on the team to catch you. It's like team structure. So everybody pool their money together to go buy shit and go own shit and be successful. Everybody pull in to help each other be successful. So that's why you will find a lot of Mexicans living in a house together. Indians will do the same shit too. They'll live in the same house with each other. What was you
Like
gonna say?
Afghanis or Iraqis or people like that. They also are family orientated. So are Asians as well. Seems like everybody
Yeah,
else that's non-American is family orientated. Don't it seem like that?
yeah, yeah.
I had
No, yeah, it's like that.
hold on. I did a whole ass video like a year and a half ago, just about, which is crazy. Where here I'll go show you it. The video is called "Why I Hate My Family," and the whole reason why I made that video is exactly what we're talking about in the last conversation, in the last few minutes of family orientation and sticking together instead of like tearing each other apart and not sticking together and like benefiting off each other as a unit instead of solely individuals that only come together when people die or when it's like re- uh, 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 reasonable for them on their own terms or when they need something, because that's all it really seemed like growing up around my family. Like right after my dad died, like a month later, I did this video right here. Let me go find it. Right here. Let me share my screen. If
Now
anybody
I got a
remembers.
question. So after your father died, was your family members acting funny towards you, or they really
Yeah,
didn't give
yeah.
you no time to grieve?
No, they gave me time to
Same
grieve
thing.
and act like they would be there, but they weren't there. That's the thing. The video right here, if you scroll down, it's from 1 year ago.
So
Hold on,
so
hold on.
basically so basically. Oh,
Just let me finish real quick. I
all
lost my
right.
train of thought earlier. I'm trying not to lose. So the video is called "Why I Hate My Family." So I titled it from two-faced ants who play goody to you, then lie and spread rumors to real annoying, condescending,
Same
pretentious
thing with me.
to cousins who have out themselves on a high pedestal and see you as a lesser person, like a peasant. The goal is to drop people like this because they are bad for business. These people will bring you down emotionally and physically. Remove the negativity, the actual negative, the actual negativity, not a concerned parent or uncle, the ones who are actually negative. So like I got aunts who spreaded lies and rumors about me. I got cousins that have annoying voices and are real condescending and pretentious. And then I got cousins who view themselves on a high pedestal, even though they come from the same environment and in the same neighborhood that we all like I grew up in. And now they act like they're like a duke or a mayor, and I'm like equal to that of a peasant. So they could suck a big fat dick, and and the reason why I did exactly that. I told them all off. I think some of them seen this. I don't know if they did, but I told a lot of them off, and they don't really like me too much for that. But they're a bunch of narcs. And they could get lost.
So I got a question now. When your father died, now they gave you time to grieve, but Now, when your father died, did they care to like they went in your life before, but then that's when they wanted to be in your life when your father died, and then after a while they dip off and
Yeah,
never
exactly.
contact you again.
Well, they
Now same
contact,
shit
but they
happened to
only
me when
contact when they feel like they have to, like pity. I'm not trying to
yeah
take nobody's pity, love, which is not real love. I'm not trying to take
yeah
somebody's pity party and accept it then, but then when I need them a week later, they don't pick up the phone, or when I call, they're like, uh, fucking, not there. Like I'll give you an example. Like I was trying to get ownership of my dad's car, and I needed to fill out paperwork to be his beneficiary, which he didn't do, and I have no experience doing anything like that. And a cousin, the one that I referred to a moment ago, if we can go back to this one right here, so the one that puts herself on a high pedestal, she is half white and half Afghani, or not Afghani, half Pakistani. So she favors her Pakistani side of the family more than her white side, my side. And so she will do and drop the ball for all of these people. But when it comes to me or anybody on my side, we're like peasants to her, lesser persons. So she's like on a high pedestal. And she said, "Yeah, I will help you." And then I called 2 weeks later, and she's like hella rude and like dismissive, and says he's gonna have to do it on his own, basically. And I'm like, after that time, I really don't talk to them. And the only reason why I talk to them the little bit that I do now is because, due to the family that I do live with, the actual good concerning people are actually not negative, but like a parent. The ones that I live with now, I only get along with like three of my family members, or four, but pretty much three, or yeah, about four, maybe four. The ones that I live with, and that's all the family that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like all these other people are meaningless. And the only reason why I apologize to the pretentious, annoying voice cousin, and then the one that's like better than you type bitch cunt, is because the parents, well, not the parents, but like the family members that are actually concerned and not negative, asked me to apologize, because it was kind of like awkward when we would go or have them come over.
yeah no same thing happened to me when my so so yeah same thing happened to me when my mom died. So basically, I didn't see all these family members for years. Most of these family members are funny acting. They never contact me or my mom before she died. So basically, so basically, I'm not going to expose all my information on here, but basically, when my mom wasn't really talking to her family because her family was funny acting, basically when my mom didn't stop talking to them, they never called her. They never picked up the phone or even speak to her. They pretty much really didn't give a shit about her until she died, because even when she was on her deathbed dying, they that's when everybody came to the house to visit her, you know. Now a
Yeah,
few family members on her now a few family members on her father's side of the family are cool, but on her mother's side, those are horrible people, They so anyway, yeah, yeah. So anyway, even my grandmother, even this bitch showed up to the fucking house acting like she gave a fuck about her when this drunk bitch didn't give a shit about anybody in the family. She this drunk bitch treated us like shit, and we stopped fucking with her. So then years later, when she found out my mom was sick and dying, that's when she finally came over here. Every family member I didn't fucking see since I was a fucking little kid, because these family members really don't speak to us like that. Every little cousin, every auntie, well, two of my aunties I actually did see when I was getting older, but I stopped fucking with them. But every other auntie, every other distant cousin I haven't seen when I was a fucking kid, since I was a fucking kid playing Roblox, back at my old place. I haven't seen them since. But then after all those years and shit, nobody talked to us. Now every family member came out the damn woodwork to show their support.
yeah, man, that sucks. Yeah, same situation.
I stopped
Maybe
I
not
stopped fucking
exactly
with
that,
them
but
because
definitely similar.
Yeah, I stopped fucking with them because they all of them showed their asses at the same damn time. I'm not gonna expose every bit of information on here, but yeah, so basically, basically my mom's on her deathbed, and my drunk bitch grandmother decides to get drunk that night. You just don't do that to your own kid, But yeah, I stopped fucking with my family, And those are the same people when I went and wore my Confederate flag at the fucking family party, that because they was releasing balloons for my mom. So when I went up there with my Confederate flag shirt, these were the same ghetto drunk bitches that that complain about my Confederate shirt, you're a self-hater. You're a racist. You support racist white man. The racist Confederate skin black men alive and ate them on a grill and saying all this shit. Right. So I educated her, and this stupid and my stupid bitch auntie decides to go this decides to go think it's decides to just go keep shouting you're
You're a
racist and all
neo
this other shit.
Confederate.
So yeah. You said what?
I said you're a neo Confederate.
Yeah. So anyway, these now, if I wear my Confederate flag around these horrible fucking people, these are the same people complain about my Confederate flag shirt, but they do fucked up shit. So I understand you, I understand how you felt when your father died, and you had funny acting ass family members. Same thing with me, my mother died. Really didn't nobody give us time to grieve. They showed their asses. So yeah, I totally relate to that.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so I stopped fucking with them. There's only a few family members I fuck with though.
Yeah, me too. And I live with them. But I don't mean to
Yep.
cut you off, man. But I'm probably gonna go for like 5 more minutes. If you got any closing statements, 'cause I do got to get some sleep, and we're going on almost 4 hours, or not 4 hours, 2 hours. And
Yeah,
I
it's
think
4:14 a.m. where I'm at.
yeah, it's 2:14 here.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna say is for this closing point is yeah, this is a good live stream. This is a good live stream. I enjoy having political conversations uh with people, and I'm more than happy to inform people. Um yeah, so so leave a like and subscribe on the channel. I also got my own channel called the Cuban Warrior. I just do my political debates over there. Not political debates, but political conversations over there too. So that's all I got to say.
All right, man. Yeah. All
See,
right, I'll
see,
probably be
see,
on
said,
tomorrow if I can.
yeah,
If not Sunday, not Sunday, most likely Monday. Somewhere in the next 3 days, I'll probably be doing another stream. It's just I haven't worked in the
yeah.
last 2 days, so that's why I've been doing back to back.
They cut your hours too.
Yeah, they did.
This fucking Italian piece of shit at my fucking job, the piece of shit district manager cutting my fucking hours to one fucking day per week. Paycheck be fucking $50 damn dollars. It's taking me a long fucking time to go look for another fucking job.
Damn,
I'm
man.
like literally staying up all night to stress over this shit.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I've
Yeah,
been looking. I had an interview the other day. I'm not gonna say where, but I think it went
yeah.
good. They haven't got back yet. It's been like 4 days, I think, maybe less. Could be that much. Yeah, I think it's about a week now, or maybe I'm not too sure. Yeah, but I think it was Monday. That's when I had it. So almost 5 days. They haven't got back. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna keep
You think
looking.
you
What?
think like a warehouse job would be good? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was trying to look for some warehouse
You get
jobs.
a full-time job at a warehouse, but that all depends on what you're doing. Don't use any
Yeah, I'm in
kind.
college.
Yeah, probably get a warehouse job. Do maybe part time if they accept it, but if you do get full time, and you'll get like benefits and like 401k. and health.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in college, so like so
I'm
basically I have like school like I have school Wednesdays, Thursdays, like the whole fucking week except for weekends I'm off.
Oh, then you probably do part time then. Just
I
or
c-
you
but
just
I
watch
can I can
dishes if you need money. That's probably the most
yeah.
easiest thing to find is as a dishwasher or a prep cooks.
Oh, dishwasher. Yeah, I forget about that. I'm applying at a Chick-fil-A though.
Nice. Yeah, that should good. That should do good then. You know what I'm saying? Say that you're a Christian and you don't want to work Sundays, and then you should be
Yeah.
oh. Hold on. Uh, like uh, like our president here, McDonald's and Chick Fil
Holy
A.
shit.
Yeah. So fucking yeah. So like this is the true Christian fast food lunch right here. Chick Fil A and McDonald's, but there's fucking more McDonald's than there is Chick Fil A. But yeah,
Holy shit.
Chick Fil A and Big Macs. Yeah, that's the true base conservative meal because these are
I
Christian
can't be
companies.
around Donald Trump. I couldn't be around Trump. If Trump actually invited me to his dinner, I might have a fucking heart attack when I leave out because I might eat all that shit.
Yeah,
I'll be eating all types of quarter pounders, the Chick-fil-A, all that Coca-Cola. That's making me hungry right now. I'll
yeah.
actually literally have a heart attack
That's
going there.
this guy's diet right here. Look, now here's Elon Musk and Donald Trump Jr. and RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy. He got them all eating McDonald's, and here he is working at McDonald's.
But you know that's psychological, right? See, Donald Trump think if he eat fast food, because Americans are known for eating fast food. If Donald Trump would portray him as to be this American redneck, a redneck American who eats a rich redneck American who eats who eats McDonald's and hamburgers and fries, psychologically the citizens will trust him. Oh, he eats fast food like the rest of us. He's dumbed down and drink Coca-Cola and he's a redneck minority hater just like the rest of us. We're gonna vote for him. You know, that's to gain the trust of the American people. I don't really think Trump really eats like that. Rich people eat
Well,
good
I'm sure
diets.
he
That's
eats
why they
like
live
that,
longer.
but he might eat some other stuff too.
Yeah, but see, that's to psychologically get us though. When he does, I don't know if it is now. That's my theory though. But yeah, yeah, if I was there, I'd probably have a heart attack eating all that shit. No, literally, because I know you probably just eat a few shit. Me, I'm eating all the Chick-fil-A sandwiches, Big Macs. Yeah, so it's good though.
Yeah, it's a good point, Drew.
So you think it's like a psychological psyop they're trying to do, like trying to portray like they eat like that to gain our trust?
It's a possibility. Possibility could be to promote,
Yeah,
9 to 5. But I mean, it's probably more or less, him trying to be wholesome for the voter base. With the happy smile, serving the customers. Coming to see the president incoming. You know, uh, and then both McDonald's. That's another thing. Where's it at? Both Chick Fil A and McDonald's are Christian-based companies, supposedly. Closed. Well, they're not closed on Sunday, but Chick Fil A is closed on Sunday. But I mean, these are like own companies. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like franchises individually owned, but like the corporations are probably like closed entities. Like Chick Fil A, I mostly know about. Maybe not McDonald's, but I would say they're probably Christian, and that's probably what the image he's trying to promote is bringing Christianity in back into the government, and he has like a now an anti-Christian task force trying to tackle rhetoric against towards Christians in a negative fashion. You can look that up. So I mean, there's stuff that I like about Trump, and then there's a lot of stuff that I don't like about him. Will I say he's probably a Christian? Maybe. Is there definitely a lot of Jays and Kabbalah going on? Because we've already covered this before. Let me go show you. Watch. Let me show you this. I've already done plenty of videos on Trump. So, there's always this factor to take into account. Oh, God, it's so dark I can't see. There's always this factor to take into account. Let me see. Let me share my screen. You still there?
Yep. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Where am I? Right here. So there's always this factor to take into account. Donald Trump is not Christian. Which I said. Iran's plot to assassinate Donald Trump. Trump, Ukraine, and Russia ceasefire. Trump, Ghislaine Magnon on the Maxwell Epstein files. Trump builds huge database on every U.S. citizen. Palantir, DARPA, technology, technocracy. Donald Trump converted to Judaism, says White House. CNN story. Times of Israel. Donald Trump given crown to Jerusalem. Trump on Epstein files. Let's see where else. How much do I get? There should be more. There should be more. Hold on. Donald Trump converts to Judaism, selling out America to foreign influence, like he said he wouldn't do. Trump converts to Judaism. Symbolism will be their downfall. Trump Space Force, and the Space Force logo is an all-seeing eye. Trump Royal Arch Freemason robes at Robert Gordon University. 665th Avenue. Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, popular Israeli business tycoon, married to his daughter. Trump's Golden Dome. Trump the Cyrus Temple coin at Israel's Third Temple Foundation. I showed that last night. Trump the Genius Act, federalizing cryptocurrency to have the same kind of leeway in founding and laws as the U.S. dollar, which I would say would bring in, the one world currency. And I would say the one world currency is the digital currency, which will replace the dollar and the gold standard by something that doesn't exist,
Bitcoin.
which is, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Jared Kushner and Trump, NWO, End Times, and Middle Eastern tensions. Ivanka Trump, red Kabbalah bracelet. His daughter, Trump converts to Judaism. Trump, Shabbat, Lubavitch Jews. Trump has Kabbalah. This movement of Shabbat Lubavitch Jews, once headed by Rabbi Schneerson. Trump has visited his grave. That's what this picture is right here. And he has ties to them. And the Shabbat Lubavitch Jews are the ones that built that tunnel you can see right here in New York City that was found. So and these same people have given Trump like Kabbalah tree orientated stuff, kind of like what the Israel Foundation did above with the crown. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff you could probably consider anti-Christian. Art Del Cueto, his border agent, was a 33rd degree Freemason, like during his first election, but I think he's back. He's just not in the limelight. It's Candace Owens. Yeah, so that's that for the most part. Right here, Trump and Kabbalah teacher Aiton Yardini. Trump's friend is a Freemason. Trump may be a Mason himself. Donald Trump Illuminati high priest exposed a cult Jesuit Templar Freemason for Trump supporters. Here's the actual Kabbalah teacher right here, Aiton Yardini. Donald Trump Freemasonry in the White House. There's this ad where Donald Trump is talking, and it's made by White House staff, and they zoom in to what is you can see right here, a Freemason logo. So I mean, you can keep going on, and there's a lot of what you could find on the guy. But I mean, from the surface level stuff, it seems pretty wholesome. It gets people. They don't go deep into this man as himself. And this video is right here is clip from Russia, not Russian vids. What's his name? That it just asked him if he was Jewish. He said he's coming to see me. Richie from Boston.
Yeah, is he truly Jewish? Because I remember he made a video about that.
Yeah, did you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, then yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll close out with this video right now. You got any statements before you say anything?
Nope. But
Right.
but he said he's coming to see you though. So is he like coming to fight?
I don't know.
Just last question though.
I don't know. We'll
So
see.
if he does come to fight, then what will be your reaction?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Let me get out of here real quick. Shalom, shalom, and And see you tomorrow.
Yeah, take care, man.
All right.
2-liter J for the real world wide foot star. I'm showing you a video I put up several months ago that was called Trump will usher in the 7 Noah High laws for one world religion. Now, a lot of people didn't like that because Trump was here to save the world. Remember, Trump was not one of them. Trump isn't one of the elite. Trump is people like us. Now, I'd like to think that maybe, perhaps, somehow people have started to wrap their heads around this, that Trump is nothing more than what Obama was to Bush, what Bush was to the guy before him, and so on and so forth, and blah, blah, blah. Because that's exactly what they do. But Trump is a little bit more dangerous than the other guys, because things like this, ushering in the Noah High laws, are completely for music. Trump's son-in-law Kushner. What is he? He's a dual citizen, right? He's completely, totally down for music. This is what these guys do. They're pushing the Israeli agenda, and these are not the Israelites. Sound the same? Completely different. This is a book right here, written by President Donald Trump, The Way to the Top. Trump. You can buy this ebook for $11.99. But don't let that get away, right? Let's look at a few things. 4 people have given me sound nuggets of wisdom that have helped me keep my business in perspective. When I was 19, I complained to David Geffen about some other people and blah, blah, blah. David turned to me and said, "You don't need to be a racehorse, blah, blah, blah." But look at this. One day, when my Kabbalah teacher, Ike Gardini, asked how I was doing, I told him I needed a break. I was thoroughly exhausted, overwhelmed, and overworked. His Kabbalah teacher. That's bent right out there. Where was that when he was vetted? Where was that when people were talking about it? Who was telling you about this crap? Exactly. 2-liter J for the real world wide foot star.
All right, yo. So, closing out with that statement. So, if anybody is still watching, thank you for watching. If anybody watched through the entire 2 hours, just about, put hashtag STM or hashtag watched all or something like that down in the comments. And, I appreciate it. Going to be back very soon. With some more stuff similar to what we covered tonight. Open panel. People can join, leave their input on the topic, or bring stuff to the table to discuss. Gonna read these comments real quick. I didn't see these. I don't know if they actually eat that. They already know what they put in the food. He's avoiding buying a lot of pizza. LOL. I think pizza would have been cheaper, to be honest. All this shit. Yeah, hashtag STM with a burger. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's put hashtag STM and then next to it leave a burger emoji for our president in the making here. Dark MAGA, the emperor, and the emperor in waiting, because the force is within you. So yeah, take care, everybody, and see you later. Alrighty.
This is what the New World Order said they would do is coming true. They're going to carry out the forced depopulation of 90% of us, and their time frame is 2030, and they have their surrogates all over the news telling us that it's the end of the world as we know it, and that it's our fault that all the systems are breaking down, while they deliberately go down the line, turning the civilization infrastructure off in front of us. And everything else flows downstream from that. But that's the fount of it. BlackRock with $15 trillion in liquid assets. They've got quadrillions leveraged, and they control almost every major CEO, almost every major pension fund. And they get up on TV and say, we're going to control every aspect of your life. We're going to break your families up. We're going to make you eat bugs, and we're going to, do all of this. And it's their policies that can destroy any company they want that doesn't get in line. I know they staged those terror attacks. You know what it's like to go up to this and go out every day and go past the peer pressure and come out day one and say 9/11 was an inside job and lose most of the radio stations I was on? You know what it's like to go to sleep every night knowing you work for a bunch of psychotic killers and you bastards are probably going to end up killing me one day? You know what it's like knowing you've ruined my life? You know what it's like, you sons of bitches? I'm tired of your crap. You commit evil, you're part of an evil system, and we're standing up against you. And the Republic is going to defeat you in the end. Some of us won't make it personally through this, but a lot of us are. And in the end, you are going to be brought to justice. You want to fight? Better believe you've got one. You want to enslave my spirit? No! And I'll call on God to protect me and use me however God sees fit. And if I've destroyed my whole family with it, I don't blame God. I blame the stinking trash who will pay. These Nazi blood-sucking anti-American parasites that want to make you and your family slaves know that we are standing up against them, and we are red-blooded, and we are not slaves, and we are not bowing down to them. Listen, fuckhead, you have fucking crossed the line. Get that through your goddamn fucking head. Stop pushing your shit. You're the people that have fucked this country over and gang raped the shit out of it, so stop shooting your mouth off claiming I'm the enemy. You got that, you goddamn son of a bitch? I'll eat your ass. I'll do it. I will eat your ass.